Hello and welcome back to Mental Health Mondays with me and my co-host Mars. Mental Health Mondays is where we talk about all things mental health. No filter, we just get down to the real nitty gritty raw stuff. And today I wanted to speak to you about making friends when you have a mental illness, because I've noticed quite a few comments from people recently. Are you alright there? Okay, goodbye. I feel like because now in England we're in the next stage of our lockdown lifting, in that now we can see friends and we're able to go to restaurants and stuff. It can be tough for people who are kind of sitting looking at the sidelines, and I have a few tips for making friends, because I, as someone with mental health problems, have had my fair few friendship dramas, let's say. I found it very, like, with BPD, relationships, and not just like romantic relationships with anyone, and a lot of the time that can be a friend, I've found very difficult. I found myself being attracted to people who aren't necessarily the best company for me to keep. And it's only now that I'm 26, I feel like I finally kind of found my core group of friends. I've always been that girl that has looked at groups of girls and been jealous. And it was only, I feel like it was literally as a result of the pandemic, I kind of curated my own like friendship group. None of them knew each other beforehand. The like common denominator even was me, and I just kind of brought everyone together. Like, we're lucky enough to all live pretty nearby, but it's just been really nice, and I have picked up friends from all over the place through all different reasons. So I'm going to talk you through a few of the ways that I have used to make friends, and I feel like let's just not make this an embarrassing thing, because I feel like making friends when you're in your 20s, and not just in your 20s, in your teens or in your 30s, 40s, whatever it is, can be quite like, it can be quite a difficult thing, because you may feel like everyone's already made their friends for life. But let me just tell you one thing, like, it's never too late to make new friends and to introduce new people into your life. Making friends when you have a mental illness is difficult for a number of reasons. Number one, because of the obvious, you have a mental illness, and to a normal person that can sometimes be quite overwhelming. They might not understand. I have plenty of friends who don't struggle with their mental health, and they are incredibly understanding about my mental health. I think you just have to find like genuinely nice people and you'll be fine. Number two, like, from an anxiety point of view, it's really hard if you're anxious in social situations, and if you're the type of person that might cancel last minute because of your anxiety, and your friends might not necessarily understand, and then they might stop inviting you to stuff. It's just an anxious business, like, full stop. And then, as I mentioned, there is the added embarrassment to it, but I'm here to just get rid of all of that embarrassment even, because I have a few stories to tell you. And I also wanted to touch on the fact that not everything is as it seems. Not everyone who you see on their Instagram stories who's out for picnics and who's out doing this and that, like, it's not all rosy in any type of friendship group, and there may be things going on underneath the surface. They may not be as close as you think. They may not be actually having a good time. They might actually be wishing that they were at home. So just remember to bear in mind that everyone's got stuff going on, and as always, social media isn't all that it seems. I have gone through my life and I've had, like, I have been the type of person that's always had a best friend. I guess I've always, well, not always. If I haven't had a best friend, I've had a boyfriend. So I've always had that one person that's been really close to me. So I've dipped in and out of friendships and intensity of friendships. And I also want to note that it is always about the quality of friends that you have. I can count my true, like, best, closest friends on one hand. You don't need to have a massive friendship group to benefit from friends. So my first point is going to be to learn to love and value yourself first, because I feel like finding friends is like finding relationships. The right people come into your life at the right time. But for me, it's only as I've like done this work on myself, and like me and my friends that I wasn't maybe that close with before have grown together, and coronavirus has definitely played a part in that. I feel like everyone's done their fair share of like reflecting on things. But yeah, you have to learn to see the value within yourself as a friend in order to make friends. It's exactly like going into a romantic relationship. I would never advise going into it for the wrong reasons just because you're lonely. Like, obviously, if you're lonely, I want you to make friends, but I also want you to value yourself and think about the attributes that you do have to offer other people, because I feel like a lot of the time you can sit and you can beat yourself up and you can think, oh, like no one's gonna want to be friends with me because of X, Y, and Z. So write your list. I always say this, write 10 good qualities about yourself down on some paper or down on your phone. Number 2 is social media. This is not a mind-blowing concept. I have made throughout the years so many of my friends through social media. In fact, if it wasn't for social media, I probably, well, no, yeah, I definitely wouldn't have Jade, my best friend. I've known her for years, but it wasn't until she reached out and asked if she could microblade my brows that we actually got close, and that was on social media. I wouldn't also have my friend Umpo, who I met, like, literally, she lives around the corner from me, but I met her at a dinner in London. It was like a blogger event, and we happened to sit next to each other. When it came to like going home, we both were getting the train back to Southampton, and I was like, oh my god, you live in Southampton. And so that's how our friendship happened. My friend Molly, I met on Twitter when I was about 17, and then it just so happened that we went to the same uni. I then dropped out, but we did like freshers and stuff together. So like social media for me, and I've met like so many other like just friends and people from social media because of what I do and because of what I share. I'm also lucky enough to attract people that have had similar experiences and who understand. But get yourself on social media, whatever it is that you're into. If it's mental health, find a community on Instagram. I would not recommend the private mental health Instagram community because it can be quite toxic. But yeah, even if you're going into literally, for example, like my comments, I think that like I just want to do, I always say this, I want to do a meetup with all of you guys and like introduce you. But even if it's like going into an influencer that you admire's comments and like replying back to them, or like just like replying in the comments of a YouTube video, you can make friends through that. Whatever it is that you like, you'll be able to find them. And if you want to find people in your area, it's easy to find people in your area because they usually have where they're from. Or go to Facebook, maybe reconnect with people that you went to school with, or people who are like friends of friends that you kind of like know of. Give them a couple of likes, give them a follow. It's like dating, just slide in slowly, like slowly make your move. The next one is mental health forums. There are loads of these. If you are struggling with your mental health, there are multiple other people who will most likely be the same age as you, even maybe in a similar area as you. There are so many mental health forums where you can chat about things to do with your mental health. You can feel not so alone. And there's ones like, I would recommend The Mix. They've got a really good one. Sane, the charity, the mental health charity, have got one. And I also came across one when I was doing research for this video, which is called mentalhealthforum.net. I'll link everything that I'm talking about in the description below for you guys, but that's another option. Number 3, it's probably my favourite one because this is literally like one of the best things that Bumble could have come up with. So Bumble, the dating app, have a BFF section where you can find friends, and obviously everyone on there is there to find friends. They've either moved to new areas, come out of a relationship, or they're just looking for friends. Like, so I signed up to that after I broke up with one of my exes a long time ago, like in about think it was about 2017, and at the time all of my friends had moved away to uni and I was lonely, because this job is lonely that I do. Like, people don't realise, well, you probably do see if you watch my vlogs, I'm literally in my house all day every day by myself with just my dogs to keep me company. So the only person that I've met off of Bumble is one of my best friends, Chloe, and she lived nearby but she's now moved to London, and I still see her just as often. Like, we went on holiday to Santorini together. Like, I don't know what it was, but I just knew that she was a vibe. I knew that we would get on, and she is one of my best friends for life now. So I couldn't recommend like more highly. That, like, you can swipe just as you do like a dating app for people. You can chat to people. Like, people are going to be wanting to make plans now we're out of lockdown. So get on Bumble BFF. Honestly, I wish that they would sponsor me, because I've spoken about this so many times and I don't think a lot of people know about it. But yeah, it's a thing. Don't be embarrassed to be on there. So many people are on there. Like, I was a little bit embarrassed because I thought, oh god, what if they like look at my YouTube and social media and they're like, why is she on here? But whatever, you just have to like put that to the side and just focus on making friends, and I'm glad that I did it. The fifth and final one is mental health support groups. So as obviously lockdown is easing, these groups are going to be more readily available to go to. If not, you can do them on Zoom. But I had a search for one of these, I think it was like last year, maybe even before the pandemic. I was just curious and I just wanted to find out what there was in my area, and there were like just mental health support groups for women. You can obviously like just type in mental health support groups and then your area, and then like for teens if you're a teen, or for 20 somethings if you're a 20 something, or for just if you just want a general support group. But I do know that a lot of charities do run these. I know that Mind, the charity, run these support groups. I know there's so many. Basically, just go and Google it. Be brave, show up. Everyone is obviously there for the same reason as you, and I just think it's such a good way to meet someone. And as things are opening back up again, like not just a mental health support group, but it could be an idea to join a group in something that you are interested in. It could be yoga, it could be a self-defense class, it could be painting, photography, whatever it is you like. Go along. Like, you may as well, because quite honestly, life is too short to not put yourself out there. So I really hope that this video has helped you. Please do give it a thumbs up if you did, and let me know what you thought in the comments. I will see you in 2 weeks for my next Mental Health Monday. In the meantime, I do weekly vlogs every week, so make sure you check them out if you don't watch them already. I'm sending you all so much love. Goodbye!